Welcome to the show, Lexi Nguyen. You are a singer-songwriter who hopes to bring joy to others through your voice, lyrics, and authenticity. Your music is a mix of funk, 90s R&B, 80s pop, rock, and soul. Your cover of Tiffany Young's Teach You was featured in Glamour's magazine's You Sang My Song. You're also the granddaughter of the late Vietnamese Air Force Van Nguyen, whose heroic story was featured in the 2015 Oscar-nominated film Last Days of Vietnam. There's a ton of stuff to talk about with you, Lexi. Thank you so much for joining us today. And please do tell us more.
Yeah, so I've been singing ever since I was 5 years old. I come from the Seattle area of Washington State, so it's always super rainy here. So it gave me the perfect excuse to really immerse myself indoors and just be creative. And my dad would always loop the Emancipation of Mimi album by Mariah Carey. So I fell in love with that album. And
Mm.
then from then on, I've just been playing piano and writing my own music since I was 18. And I've always been so passionate about mental health, self-love, and really showing my Vietnamese culture through my music
Mm.
and really shedding light on that because I know that representation is so important and mental health as well. So those are two of the things that I'm really passionate about in my music. And yeah, the Tiffany Young cover was really cool. She's from the K-pop girl group Girls' Generation, and they're considered like the Destiny's Child of South Korea.
Yeah.
It was funny because I was going to see Tiffany the next day in Seattle, and the day before, a representative from Glamour magazine said, "Hey, I saw that you're a fan of Tiffany Young," and I was like, "Huh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
interesting." She was like, "Oh, I would love to interview you," and I was like, "Okay, sure." So it was in my room. I was wearing a Tiffany Young shirt just to suit the occasion,
Yeah.
and she
Right.
sends me an email of Tiffany and then my face. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is she like watching the cover? I kept saying, oh my gosh. I kept putting my hands in my face. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. And I was like screaming and out of joy. And then I signed like actually a confidentiality form because I couldn't talk about it for the next 3 months. And then it was released on Glamour's YouTube channel. And it really grew my YouTube channel to gain, I think, just 50 more subscribers. But I thought that was just a really awesome experience to be
Yeah.
featured. And
Really?
yeah,
Good stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Now, do you write social conscious music?
I do. Yeah. My first single is called Floating on Air. It's all about really putting your mental, emotional, and physical needs first and
Mhm.
really investing all of your energy and time into yourself. And if you know that your cup is truly filled, you can give that love and inspiration and positivity to other people. And there's also another concept that I talk about in that song where just embrace new beginnings, embrace change. I feel like that's really important in the music industry to not just be stuck as one person and
Mhm.
Mm.
um, to have that uh, self love and that growth and learning from your mistakes because I learned that it's better to embrace being a good person while making mistakes along the way. So that's what my song is about. Yeah.
I love that. You
Thank you.
know, the reason why I keep going is because I'm not scared to fail.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge aspect for sure in life.
Yeah, I mean, some people are terrified of failing, right?
Yeah.
And if you're at the bottom, there's nowhere else to go. You can't go lower than the bottom unless it's the last days or something like that. So
Yeah.
you're going to lift yourself up, you know. And I'm a very, very positive person. I'm that guy.
Mm.
Yeah.
You could say something really, really bad, and I'll find something really good to say about it, right?
Yeah.
People they hate me for that because you can't. It doesn't fit their narrative to make you feel terrible like they feel in that whatever the time they doing, right? But I find, life ain't all bad, right?
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, honestly, I feel like when people hear the word failure, they think, okay, if I fail, I'm just going to stay there. I'm just going to put
Yeah,
myself in that victim mentality, and not pick themselves back up. But I really see life kind of like you're in a eternal classroom where you have to pick yourself back up and learn. But I
Mm.
also believe in trying it out, letting yourself get frustrated or mad before you get back to that place of just positivity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I love it.
yeah,
Tom?
Yeah. Well, I just want to talk a little bit about the music and the sort of music that you produce. It sounds to me, with the sorts of mixes that I mentioned earlier that you have in your gambit, if you like, you kind of don't pigeonhole yourself into any particular kind of genre. You kind of cross all kinds of different areas of music. Was that
yeah.
something you just kind of thought, okay, I'm gonna deliberately have so many veins of different music in what I do that I can't be pigeonholed, or what was the sort of thought process behind that for you?
I think that just really reflects the way I was raised.
Mm,
My parents are always like, you don't need to put yourself in a box. I think it's important that growing up, I mean, I listened to so many different genres, like R&B, Mariah Carey, that was a big influence for me, but I also love like Taylor Dane, Love Will Lead You Back. Like I love the classics and then I love modern things like K-pop.
mm,
And so just fusing all those things together, I realize that just makes me me.
yeah,
And if I want to show up as authentically me in my music, it's like I'm just a melting pot of different things, and that's okay. And I've observed that from other independent artists like me, where they're taking a lot of those creative risks and blending different genres that no one else could really fathom or think of. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's all 12 notes.
It's,
No,
yeah,
no matter what genre you go in. So you're
yeah,
already playing somebody else's, their favorite kind of music and stuff like. And I love it all. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I love traveling and going experience different instruments that people don't see normally in the States, right?
yeah, yeah,
And you put a beat on that and then some totally cool conscious content on top of it. It's new, you know, but it's all been played before. Every instrument, every note, it's all been played. I don't
yeah,
like that with people. Man, I only play R&B or I
yeah,
only play jazz. What are you
yeah.
talking about?
I totally agree, Scott. I feel like that closes those people with those type of mindsets. Not only is it a very, very narrow mindset to have, but it limits their freedom of expression and to collaborate with other artists.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, like I think there's that song by BB Rex and she collaborated with this country duo and she's completely just a pop artist that does just a multitude of genres and they do country, but then when they came together, it was so cool. Two different musical worlds coming together. Yeah.
Yeah. I just did that. I'll show you. There's a video called One World that I'm on, and I produced the music in reggae,
Oh,
but then,
nice.
here I am, American. I'm singing in English, and then
Hmm.
I brought in a partner with me, a duo. He's from Ghana, Africa, and,
Wow.
and he's singing in the language of Twi. So you got three different elements going on, and it works. It's really
Yeah.
beautiful. You know what I mean, Tom?
Yeah.
mm. You mentioned collaboration there, Lexi. I just wondered if you have done much in the way of collaboration with other artists, firstly, and secondly, if you haven't, would you consider doing collabs with somebody, and what sort of artists would you have in your wish list of people you'd like to collaborate with?
Oh, wow. Well,
Feel free to
yeah,
say
I haven't.
Skylar.
Uh, yes, he's on that list for sure. Yes. Uh, I mean, I've done collaborations with producers, but from different backgrounds. Like, for example, my song Being in Becoming, I worked with a Latin singer-songwriter music producer named Demi. Shout out to Demi. I've known her since middle school.
Right.
And I told her I want to make a song about two perspectives because I'm Vietnamese American. One perspective being Vietnamese Americans like me who were born and raised here. And then the other perspective being immigrants, like my grandparents and my parents that immigrated from the Vietnam War in the late 70s. Despite those differences, what we have in common is our love for our Vietnamese roots and our culture and our family and the food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
one big collaboration I've done, but dream collaborations, Mariah Carey, she's up there. Skyler Jett's up there too. Uh,
Ah, thank you, sister.
of course.
You play instruments too?
Yeah, I taught myself a little bit of piano. I've been taking lessons for the past year, so trying to expand on that and try to play more intricately. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tom and I we gonna be putting together festivals around social conscious music.
Oh,
with great
nice.
artists, stuff like that. I'd like to invite you when we put this together. You know,
Oh, I would love it.
sing some of your social conscious songs. 'Cause that's what it's about. We look for that positive music. People are tired of bad news.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So who was some of your favorite conscious music artists?
Well, because the art that I listen to, the type of music that they make, majority about it is about romance, but then they do make some songs that are socially conscious, but it's very, very niche in their
Mm.
regard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, okay, Michael Jackson from your era.
Yeah.
Yes. I know We Are the World was a huge one.
As well.
Yes,
Love
Yeah.
song.
Stevie Wonder. There's so many. John Lennon and
Oh, Aretha Franklin, I think the song Respect. That's a
Yeah.
right.
huge one.
As
Oh,
well.
how about
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. That one, I also watched the biopic with because Jennifer Hudson played her.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a really cool backstory on Respect. And Aretha Franklin actually wrote that because she was getting abused
Yeah.
by
Mm.
her husband. And she wanted to empower women by saying, hey, you better put some respect on us ladies. So I
Yeah.
thought that really stood out to me. Yeah, when I watched it. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, if you're writing some, because we need a lot of really
Yeah.
positive songs, right? Like I said, life ain't all bad. You know, there's a lot of beautiful things people are doing for each other, and they don't get no credit from it. You know,
Yeah.
and we can sell. We can change. You can change things with music. You can change the narrative. You know, I saw it with the young people in the '60s. You know, I'm an old guy, but I saw that stop the Vietnam War. It was young people with music stop that war. They start getting in front of tanks and all kind of stuff like, no, you're not going to do that. There are people, there's people too on both sides getting hurt from this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, so the music, it's powerful. It's just it's emotional, and you know, it is emotional. Music is emotional. Tom,
I
Yeah.
just want to talk a little bit about the sorts of things that you do and promotion of your music. Do you have any kind of social media outlets that you promote on, or how do you get it out there, get your stuff seen?
Yeah, I post every day on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and I talk a lot about really like what it means to love yourself, self-development, mental health, really
Mhm.
passionate about those things. And I always tie it back to my song Floating on Air. I have other songs about where I've observed loved ones doing substance and drug abuse and how that connects to mental health. And I talk a lot about being Vietnamese, and I think that's so important for that
Mm.
cultural representation and talking about those perspectives and being and becoming, because that song is not just about Vietnamese people. It can be about any groups or minorities who feel different in a
Yeah.
new place like America. So, yeah.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Wow. Wow. Now, are do you have any peers in, like, is your family, they music?
Ooh, I mean, my grandpa, the same grandpa that was in the documentary, he used to play the piano and would sing all the time and do recordings off of those small tapes that you just
Yeah.
pop in the car.
You
Um,
wait, hold on. Wait.
Those
Am I that
small
old?
tapes. Yeah.
Small. That's cold.
Yeah. You come from an era of CDs and downloads,
I
I suppose.
do.
Eh?
I'm a CD person, yeah.
Oh
But
dear.
the crazy thing is, in my generation, it's all about online streaming now, but I still pop in the CDs.
Wow. I
Yeah.
still got a record player, you know, because
Oh, yeah, those are nice too.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but and the vinyl's coming back right now. A lot of people are buying vinyl records because they want that
Yeah.
experience, right? I love it. Back then, you used to open up the album and you see all the people that's playing on the album. People used to be all into that kind of thing. Oh, I seen this guy on this other guy's album. All that, you know. So we're gonna get all your information.
Yeah, I just
So we,
mentioned it briefly earlier there with regards to the social media stuff. What sort of social media handles and kind of info can you give us? What we'll do is put those links. If you can give us some, in the description of the video here, and hopefully people can go off and see what you're up to.
Yeah, so my TikTok is at real, like Real Lexi Nguyen 0. And then my Instagram is just real Lexi Nguyen. My YouTube is literally just my first and last name, Lexi Nguyen. They can also find just everything on my official artist website, which is www.lexinguyen.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find us?
I actually was just browsing through YouTube, and the YouTube algorithm is so clever because I look up things about just global change and self-love, and it looks like yours popped up in the algorithm. So I was like, oh, this is cool. Who's Skyler Jett? And then I saw that you worked as a vocalist with Celine Dion and other people. So I thought that was awesome. And then I think I saw briefly one interview that you did with somebody that has, I think it was cerebral palsy, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Lovely guys.
You singer too. Listen,
Yeah.
namaste.
Thanks, Lex.
Oh, thank you so much. Namaste to you as well.
Great having you on the show.
Thank you for taking the time today and come on our show.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Lex.
Much love. Much love.
All right. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you too.
Bye.
Take care.
Okay.
That was
Bye.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.